Hi guys, well we're back in on the workshop on a Saturday. Not something we normally do, and that's normally for staying at home and work on our own stuff. But yeah, thanks to King Charlie, he gave us a bit of a long weekend, so this week's been pretty full on and busy. And we've got a customer car we have to finish. So yeah, we've got pretty much most of it done. It's had a go over through the steering, the suspensions, the brakes, recode calipers, hoses, booster master, water pump, and a bit of a basic tune on it. So he's getting it ready to possibly put on the market to sell. His granddad's owned it pretty much since the day it retired from the Victorian Police Force. So this is one of, where's the model on this? It was one of the last big cube factory interceptors. So it is a 7th month 81 XD 351 factory 4-speed single rail, limited slip, Borg Warner, disc brake diff in the back with the 28 spline axles. So yeah, lived most of its life chasing people around the back streets of rural Victoria, and then retired to be a bit of a family car. So she's got over 300,000 Ks on it. Bodywork is pretty much original and no cancer in all the obvious spots. And the interior is pretty mint. So we'll get in, get this tidied up and finished for Mitchell, and we'll show you what it's like underneath. So if we take you on a basic walk around, as far as rust goes, but honestly, that's about all I can find in the damn car, other than stone chips and surface rust and stuff like that. So original police option yellow paint. Someone's put aftermarket Bathurst globes on there at one point. Interior is really damn tidy. All original door cards, carpets, dash, hood lining. The seats underneath the sheepskins are in really good nick, so they'd probably have to go. Shifter needs a little work, the shifter boot, but other than a couple of holes that the police would have put in for mounting their doodads and whatnot over the years, everything inside is really untouched. Back seat. So if this does go on the market, someone will get a really nice damn car. Like I said, it's got 300 odd thousand Ks on there. What are they? 330, 335, 336 nearly. And everything just like doors, solid, and they all shut like a new car. The original motor's getting a little bit worn. It's got the factory push bar option on the front bumper for the police pack and the long distance driving lights. Would have originally had ER70 tyres on it, on a 14-inch Steely, but they're long gone. Still got the thermo bog on there. Actually runs really nice. Someone's done a aftermarket AC setup. The original compressor's still in the boot of the car. So we'll get this thing up. Oop. So, like I was saying, underneath, pretty damn clean. Sills are solid. Lower quarters and floor pans are all solid. So yeah, if Mitchell does get this on the market, oh, there you go. What's there? little bit there as well, where it's had a few stone chips and they're starting to go after the granddad's touched them up with a bit of sketchy looking yellow kill rust or something, whatever's in it, but nothing savage. Doors solid, lower front fenders solid. It's just, yeah, it's a nice car. So if anyone's looking for a 5.1 factory 4-speed XD sedan, if this thing pops up and you see it advertised, it's worth it. Diff needs to be gone through. Calipers have all been done. Rotors on the back have all been done. Oh, get under it. Move this. Okay. Single rail's a bit oil leaky, and so is the motor, but at the end of the day, they have not been opened. So it's had all lower arms, radius rods, pitman arms, idler arms, tie rod ends, front rotors, front calipers, front and rear rubber brake lines, and the booster and the master. So, all right, I'm just going to go through and make sure the boys have got that all paint marked and tight under there, and then I'll get it down and we'll do our cold start check and get it ready for a road test. Okay, so no, we haven't got to the cold start side of things yet. I was about to, and then it's like, what's that under the seat? Apparently Granddad was a little short fella. So there was blocks of timber underneath the driver's seat legs. So kind of explains why I kept headbutting the A-pillar every time I went to get in there. So we've just loosened off the seat bolts and taken them out. Now we'll bolt the seat back in and get it down and go through the other stuff that I was saying we were going to in the first place, like cold start and whatnot. But yeah, Granddad liked working with timber apparently. All right, we'll get these done up. Okay, so we've taken our battery off the charge. Whether the charge has done anything at all is yet to be seen. The battery is super sketchy, so it's going to struggle to crank, and we've got a little bit of timing in it. But we'll get the choke on. See what it does. see if our AC. Just make sure it doesn't overheat. I said the motor's a little bit worn, but I mean, honestly, 300 odd thousand k's, it does really run sweet as a little nut. I think the timing chain's got a little bit of stretch in it because it was fairly well retarded when I checked it, and it hasn't done a lot of K since the last time we saw it. Still on the fast idle cam for a little bit, but got a little bit of a flutter there, but not too bad. Where's our temp at now? Money. Awesome. See if we can get the fast idle cam off now. See what it does on the wayside. So that's on about 800 RPM there. It's not idling too bad, still not fully warmed up, but I don't think we're going to have to touch that carbon much from there. What we did do the other day when we were setting it up, we had a vacuum gauge on it. We let it get to operating temp, and we basically mucked around between adjusting our base idle, our idle air mixture screws, and the ignition timing to get as good or as much vacuum as we could at idle, and it's given us the timing where the motor wants it. Now that it's actually running and we've got the alignment set, we can go bed the brakes in and see whether that timing is good with the fresh fuel that we put in there instead of the stale stuff that was right at the bottom of the tank, or if it needs to be retarded just a wee bit. Rightio, we'll clean up and get it ready to road test. Well, look at that, we can get in without smacking our head into the pillar. Although these seat covers do have a lot of padding in them and sit ridiculously high for this thing. Oh well, that can be someone else's thing to change when they get it. Yeah. What's this battery going to do now? Cool. Alright, so like I said, we've got new brake pads and rotors all the way around, new master, new recode booster, calipers have been recode, new wheel bearings in the front. So what we're going to do now is go and get some heat into the pads and rotors, and the idea is we're going to get a slow warm up, keep them at temp for a little while, and a slow controlled cool down. The idea of that is to temper the steel in the rotors and to set the friction material, or do what they call a bed in, without smoking the heck out of it. Now this shifter is a little bit poke and hope. Old Constable Plot, I reckon, has given it a hard time over the years, but hopefully, being a Saturday, there's not every man and his dog driving around getting in our way. Where are they? We're at 60, and now first nice smooth even brake hit, down to walking pace, let it roll out and go. From second. And we are going to have to back the timing out of it a little. It pings under low, but we'll get the brakes bedded in first. Go up there, the traffic through that section is terrible. stop without going overboard. There and below. So we'll pop it back up. I'll do some quick initial checks underneath. We'll see if we can take some timing out and go again. Radio. I'll get my fat old butt in here and let's have a second chop. Let's see how we go. So we've taken about, say 4 degrees of timing out of it. Let's see what it does. Starts a little bit nicer, even with the shitty old battery and the little cables that are on there. These things never had decent battery cables on them. I don't know what Ford was thinking. 80s Falcons and Fairlanes had cables on them that you'd expect to see on something like a Laser or a Corolla 4-cylinder. But if it was mine, I'd put some nice heavy gauge cables on there and a fresh battery, and this thing would be mint. So now the diff gears in these highway chasers with the single rails, okay, so 3rd time's a charm. Like that. Okay. Temps up to about normal on the old factory gauge, and the aftermarket video one that he's got in here is reading 150, 160 Fahrenheit. So I'm happy with that. Oil pressure's good. Alternator's still charging. That's good. without you knowing. Parents aren't looking after them. I don't know, it's just not worth the headache to come in, or the arguments. Seem to have found its happy spot. And the brakes are nice and consistent, steering's good. Dylan's done a magic job on the alignment, track's nice and true. Even with the old tyres that are like concrete on there. Just really needs to do a few Ks and it knock some of the carbon out of it, get some fresh fuel in there. Like I said, we've chucked a 20 litre jerry can of fresh premium in there, but there was still the tiny little bit of dregs in the bottom that was sketchy. And like guys, this is like 10 Ks an hour through a Flandern cul-de-sac in second gear with 2 7s. And you can pull away to 60. Much as everyone said they were choked with emissions in the 80s and 70s, late 70s. These 351s were still a nice driving motor. Nice highway car out in the country. Got plenty of life in it yet, so someone will get a really nice damn car. Starting to take over everyone's car parks again. The old pastors up here and ours. God forbid anyone wants to actually trade on a weekend. So there we have it. pretty much ready for Mitchell to come and grab this thing. Idle's nice, considering it's got nearly 340,000 Ks on the damn clock. Runs good, brakes good. Hope Mitchell actually gets a few Ks on it this time instead of leaving it in the driveway. What's its hot start like? And if he gets a battery in that, that's going to be awesome. Well folks, thanks for tuning back in and looking at what we've done so far this week in the workshop. Mitchell's XD X-Police pursuit car is a mint XD. It's a really nice 81 XD. So if anyone sees that pop up on Marketplace or something for sale and they're looking for a nice, clean XD 351 Falcon, that thing is solid. It'll be a really nice base for a nice starting point for a car. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. Tune in next time. Like, share and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.